Hello everybody, how you doing today? It's Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday. Welcome to the OrNERDnary vlog number 4. This is day 10 of the quasi-quarantine. Here in Ohio we have a sort of shelter-in-place type mandate out where you can go out to the store and whatnot. And God love her, my girlfriend is out right now trying to get us groceries since I unfortunately cannot go out into this mess that is, the outside world right now. Just want to, touch base with y'all. I still feel fine. Have some sinus issues still that have come and gone throughout the last 10 days of this self-isolation quarantine thing. Working from home, having all kinds of fun trying to do that. But at least I have a job. I am very grateful to still have a job. Every time I look at the news, the unemployment numbers just keep going up and up and up. And, prior to this job, I worked night shift security and would still be doing that provided I hadn't already dropped dead from high blood pressure or stress. So I'm very grateful for my job. We had a company meeting today. Wasn't the greatest of news. The road ahead is rough. But at least there's a road to walk on. Lots of content going up over on quasi-quarantine.com, my other website, or where this YouTube channel is. Since the OrNERDnary vlog is technically not a polynerdic thing, but it is on the polynerdic channel because why create two YouTube channels when I already have a perfectly serviceable one that nobody watches. But if you are interested in watching it, there is plenty of content that has gone up over the last couple days. I've dropped a couple movie reviews. I've dropped several movie reviews over the last week or so. But specifically this week, I dropped reviews for Ready or Not, Spencer Confidential on Netflix, and Monday sees Batman Hush, the DC animated movie, get its review. Lots of content though, lots of video game stuff. I don't know if you're an Animal Crossing player. I've been playing the hell out of Animal Crossing for the last week. Forgive the chair creaking. Animal Crossing is something that I absolutely adore. It is the perfect relaxation game. It scratches the same itch that Stardew Valley did for me, without the stress of the I shouldn't touch my face. Without the stress of the fatigue meters and stuff like that. We talk about that comparison quite a bit on the OrNERDnary podcast this week. If you're unfamiliar, the podcast is the joint production, if you will, of polynerdic.com and OrNERDnary life on WordPress. It's my two blogs smashed together in a podcast. Polynerdic.com is nerd culture. OrNERDnary life is nerd life. The podcast does both. I was joined once again with my buddy, and her and I discussed Animal Crossing amongst other things. It's a very good episode of the podcast. I think you should listen to it. If you've never listened to a single other episode, there's been 147 episodes overall. If this is your first episode, I think it's a good one to jump in on because Animal Crossing is fantastic and much love from polynerdic.com towards it. I wish I had the means to stream Switch games. I need to get myself some sort of capture card or something because I would be streaming Animal Crossing for at least an hour every day because it is just that damn good. Maybe not for everybody. I know plenty of people that it will not be for, but I really, really, really enjoy it. It has been a great stress reliever for me in this crazy period of human history we're in. I have also spent less time with Doom Eternal, which surprises the heck out of me. Like, I figured, if you'd plopped Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal in front of me and said, which one do you think you're going to love more? 100 times out of 100, I would have said Doom. But I'm struggling with Doom. We talk about that a bit this week in the podcast, too. This is turning into a hey, you should listen to the podcast type video. Podcast, fantastic, every Saturday, polynerdic.com. New content every day for the last 6 months. We've been on a streak. At least one thing every day. We've done multiple days with two. Today was an example. Because first thing this morning, right out the gate, 7 a.m., a Call of Duty video dropped of a couple hours of playing Warzone. Noon, lunchtime, my Spencer Confidential review dropped. This will go up on Polynerdic YouTube, but it will be post on the OrNERDnary Life blog, so you won't see this on polynerdic.com. But technically, 3 pieces of content in one day, pretty good stuff. That's really all I have going on. I don't want to talk about the negative stuff. I'm trying to get away from it. We talked about in, I think, the last vlog that I was drawn towards it. I need to be informed, and I still have that need, and I still stay informed as to what's going on outside. But I am absolutely not in the mood to talk about it anymore. I've reached my fill, my tolerance level of it. I just want it to be over. I talked to my kids last night for about a half hour, about 10 minutes with each of them. And, they're all processing it in their own ways, which is fun. The boy, he apologized for wasting money on the Fortnite Battle Pass because a month ago, he had some good grades, was having good school reports, and we allowed him to get it. We got it for him. We being all of his parents. And he hasn't been here to play it in a month because of this bullshit with COVID. And then, my middle daughter, my middle child, she's having her own struggles with this. She really needs to get out of the house, but can't. She really wants to come over here and hang out, but again, can't, because the risk factors involved of my immune system and her being a kid that could be carrying it and be fine, just spitting the virus out. That's what makes me nervous about Chelsea being at the store right now, is that I got to spray her down with Lysol and stuff when she gets home, because it's a very real life or death thing for a fellow like myself. The irony being, we talked about this. Friends and I have talked about it. Coworkers and I have talked about it. Chelsea and I have talked about it. I am in the best health I've been in 20 years. Since I got out of the Air Force, at the very least. So we can say 15 years. I'm in the best health I've been in 15 years. But it's because I have a incurable disease that makes it so I have to be healthy. For those of you that are unaware, some maybe missed or whatever, I'm diabetic. I was recently diagnosed beginning of the year, and I've turned my life around. I've lost a ton of weight, even since that diagnosis. I've lost a dozen pounds or so. Diet's completely changed. Lifestyle's completely changed. I sleep most nights. I get a full 8 hours of sleep. I have to monitor my blood. I do all that. So I'm in the best physical shape I've ever been in, but I'm also sick, which means I can't get exposed to this bullshit plague that we're dealing with, which makes things very stressful. And I know I'm not alone in that. There's, an untold number of folks out there that are in similar situations. And then you've got all the unemployment stuff that's come from this. I have friends that are laid off from their jobs. I'm blessed to get to work from home, and I try to focus on that blessing, especially in these extraordinarily negative times when everything else seems to be going wrong. But also, my advice to you, and easier said than done, I know, take everything a day at a time. Chelsea and I were just talking about it today. I told my kids this last night, that the only thing you can do right now is just go day by day by day. You wake up in the morning, you go to bed at night, the sun rose, the sun set. That's a success. And you do that for as long as you can, until you can't anymore. And hopefully that means you no longer need to do it that way and things are back to normal. But very realistically speaking, I'm in a high-risk group. If I get this thing, I have to accept that it could be my end, which is why I'm choosing to live every day. You know, I play my Animal Crossing, I read my books, I write when I can write, I make video content when I can make video content, and I just try to do the best I can. And I think that's all we can do. I'm hoping, optimistically, maybe naively optimistically, that on the other side of this, the world will be a better place. You know, we've already seen the results of people shutting down. You know, pollution levels in China are lower than they've been in forever. Dolphins are in the canals in Venice. Deer are coming back into their natural habitats in Japan. Like, good things can come of this. I just hope on the other side of it we don't return to being selfish, awful, horrible bastards like we tend to be as people. And if you wonder why I keep looking this way, it's this light. I'm trying to not wash my face out in the sunlight. Like it looks pretty good on my feedback right now in front of me, but if I upload it, it might be a little washed out. So I'm trying to keep the light on this nice, freshly shaven part of my head. Since I did get a haircut this week, quarantine haircut, did it myself. So it probably looks awful back here. I don't know, but I'm confident it doesn't because Chelsea addressed the back of my head for me. But yeah, all we can do, man, day by day. And that's my message today, is just live day by day. Find happiness and joy where you can find it. Disconnect from the news, disconnect from social media if you need to. Like, mercifully for me, social media is still fun because I have almost no following, and it's all the people I choose to follow. Is all the stuff I see. Occasionally I get a little bit of interaction. The guys at, specifically Cliff from the Bite Me podcast, interact with him on occasion. Dude sung my praises on their podcast last week, which, thank you, Cliff. I don't even know if you're watching this, but that was cool. I was described as a nice guy. And he also, on their Discord, pimped my stuff. You know, polynerdic.com, the OrNERDnary podcast, all that. That felt great. But yeah, that's what I'm doing now. You know, 10 days into this quarantine. It'll be 2 weeks by the middle of next week. It'll be almost 3 by the time the projected end of this is. Although I honestly would not be surprised if this carries on into May, maybe even June. Strictly because we are a country full of moronic assholes who won't stay home when they're told. Everyone has to do this. I'm going to do what I want. Virus don't scare me. I'm going to show it by going out. And people are getting sick. Don't be a dumbass. See, earlier today I had on my Don't Be Stupid shirt from Phil DeFranco. And I had to change out of it because I spilled stuff on it at lunch. But it's the perfect shirt for that message. Don't be stupid. Do what the doctors say. Stay away from each other. You know, like, yeah, it sucks if you're by yourself and you're extroverted and all that stuff. Just stay home. Don't be stupid. I know this got kind of rambling and meandering. You got my message. You know, try to live life day by day. Find happiness where you can and when you can. Make the best of a bad situation, I guess, is all any of us can do. And my hope again is that we come out of it better. You know, the hottest flames forge the best steel, I guess. We come out tempered, hardened, nice sharp edge, better than we were when we went in. I don't know, man. I'm just grasping at straws. I wanted to talk to somebody that wasn't a government healthcare payer. So I hope you enjoyed, again, the vlog. Make sure you check out all the polynerdic stuff, the Twitter, the Twitch, the YouTube, the Facebook, the Instagram, the Discord, the Patreon. If you happen to have the money, I know it's a bad time to ask people for money, but check out the podcast tomorrow morning on polynerdic.com. It's a good conversation. We talk about Animal Crossing. We talk about Doom. We talk about our favorite games as if we were creating a video game Hall of Fame. Admittedly stolen from one of the podcasts I listened to, strictly because I had been looking for the correct format to have that discussion, and could not figure out the best question, and then the best question fell into my. I had bumped the camera. The best question fell into my lap via a podcast. I think that does it. I just hope you're safe. Hope you're well. If you get sick, I hope you get over it fast. I'm gonna keep doing content as long as I can. Even if I get sick, I'm gonna keep doing stuff until I can no longer do it. Although it might, like the video and audio content might drop a bit. I might just do reposts of old stuff if need be. But I want you to know I'm pulling for us. I know that maybe that doesn't mean shit to you, but I'm hoping we get through this. I'm not an optimistic person. Those of you that know me, you know I'm not the most optimistic person, but I'm trying to be optimistic now in these dark days, and that's my message for here, day 10 of the self-imposed or the self-quarantine, self-isolation, social distancing. I miss all of you dearly that I used to interact with on occasion. Thankfully, I didn't have a regular social thing, so it's pretty easy to stay home. I miss my kids terribly. If you're watching this, I love you. I miss you. I cannot wait to see your faces again, face to face, and not just old photos and cell phone, message inboxes. Stay 10. I keep saying that. Try to drive home the point, I guess, to myself that it's day 10, and we'll get through this. Hell or high water. Thank you for watching me ramble for almost 20 minutes. Again, like, follow, and subscribe, all that stuff that we've talked about, and I'll see you soon.